3035. The year's 3035. YouTube devolved into LiveTube. The revolution has ended. Yo, yesterday is just a wrinkle on your forehead, but that's just the Switchfoot song. I kind of took some of their songs off my playlist. I'm talking in vocal fry right now. This is vocal fry. I just learned the other day that when people talk like this, it's called vocal fry. And then I was wondering about like radio show hosts and newscasters and stuff, how they talk. Narrators, are they talking in vocal fry? Man, it don't ever look straight because my hair is curly. Like I get one side and then you get the other side and then you're like, screw it. It don't have to be perfect. I'm going live just for the hell of it. But it doesn't seem to work. I don't understand how all these live streamers have hundreds of people watching them when everybody's on TikTok. No, really. Do they live stream like every day? Is that how they get like loyal viewers that consider their entertainment real entertainment? Every time I look at a mohawk, I think it's crooked, but I think that's just my OCD. No, I had to come over here and get it closer on here, but really, screw it. Doesn't have to be perfect, I might have went a little too far right there, but I don't really care. I was thinking about like just doing it like from here and then going back into a like upside down triangle in the back. That would be cool. Damn. I respect this hemp. I respect this hemp. I can make $25 last me almost 5 days. It's about like, I mean, that's a really good deal. It could be better, of course. In vocal fry. Man, this live streaming, dude. I don't see how those people be streaming all the time. It's really boring, but I've did like some of it. These boring streams. It's pretty cool, like talking to somebody through text messages in real time, even if only one person has the video. Like I have video right now, but definitely feels more connected than just commenting on a video that's been posted previously. I mean, I can talk all regular and stuff. I ain't gotta try to talk all kind of smart. Growing some plants on a few acres. That's how you make that money. If you can grow some plants on a few acres, what was a dude selling? He was growing some, oh yeah, American ginseng. American ginseng. American ginseng farm. American ginseng. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Coffee. Seen that dude that was drinking too much coffee, and the doctor told him his liver looked like he was drinking alcohol. So apparently, like, a lot of coffee is not good for your liver, so I'm gonna try to slow down. Cause 10 cups of coffee, like 2 pots, probably ain't good every day. Two cups would be perfect. So try to go down from like the 10 cups to 2. Meet it halfway, and you'll be at like 4.5 cups or something like that. You speak in vocal fry when you talk. Are you talking like this in vocal fry? There was a dude made a whole video about vocal fry, and it was really interesting. Man, this woman on CNN, I was watching the news earlier, and like the co-host was talking about her co-host, one of the correspondents, one of the reporters from CNN. Like, I guess she just died, and like I remember seeing her, and like I thought she was like 70 or something. Like, she looked pretty old, like in her 70s, and then I don't think she was that old. She was like 56 or something. But you really never know, because some people look good and then they go down fast. Some people don't look good and they last a long time. So it's really about what's inside. like your liver, like with my mom's liver, you got to try to take care of your liver. Like, that's why I kind of try to respect things like this coffee and try not to abuse it, because, like, I was ignorant. I didn't know some things, and then I learned about it, and I was like, okay, so your liver can regenerate if you give it time, like 2 years. But your kidneys, I heard they can regenerate, but they say that they don't, but I heard that they can. Like, the protein, or like stay away from heavy metals, but switching from like a lot of meat to just plant protein is easier on the kidneys, like tofu. Like, I learned that about tofu. It's a soybean product. It don't really taste like anything. It looks like hard cheese or cake. Yogurt or something. And then, did I say 10 grams of sugar is all we need a day? There was 10 times as much sugar that was added. I was drinking this juice the other day. Because 10 grams ain't a lot. But, yeah, like alcohol and pills. No, that's harder on the liver and the kidneys. Because my mom used to take, she used to take muscle relaxers. I remember those. And before that, antidepressants. And then, like, I remember she would be drinking, like, she would have her own little 6-pack of beer. And I don't know if she was always or not taking a muscle relaxer, but, there is some years there. But, so yeah, stuff like lemon water, really healthy. That vitamin C is healthy for your immune system, but like the lemon water is acidic, and when you chug that stuff, it goes, it cleans your blood, it purifies the blood. Just don't do too much, because one time I did too much lemon, and if you do too much, your joints will start hurting. Like, if you do too much vinegar. But, like, I heard the other day, like, minerals, there's minerals in a lemon that help regrow your teeth. So, like, they say that lemons are bad for your teeth, but there's minerals in it that help remineralize, like, I guess after you eat it, after you consume it, after you drink it, like, it regenerates, it remineralizes in your teeth. Like, our bodies are amazing. How there's the things that you control in your body, and then there's the things that you don't, that your body's controlling, and it's like, they call it involuntary, like breathing or like blinking. or swallowing, but like on the inside, just like it's so complex when they look at it under a microscope, and then they got the new microscope, and then it's like goes even further, and then they're going even further, and it starts looking like little machines, but to me they look like insects or something, but they say they're like machines. Seen this whole presentation on like science. I think it was World Science Festival, and somebody was paid to do an animation of like the little nano, whatever you call them, the smallest organisms that they can see so far, like in our body, like in our blood, and it looks like it looks like little machines doing their task, but really they just look weird, like an insect with one big arm or leg or something. Got chiggers. It's so uneven. Man, it's hard to do that. Now I gotta go on the other side. Nah. Once it grows a little bit right there, you can't really tell, but man, all I gotta do is go put money on a new debit card. You get that new debit card? Dude is a literal monk. No. Jordan Maxwell says some crazy shit, doesn't he? R.I.P. Jordan Maxwell. He made it to 81, 82. Now Micah Dank is, I think Micah Dank is like, he knows a lot like Jordan Maxwell. Man, them chiggers got on my shoes, then they got on my socks, and they was biting my ankles and my feet. Red bugs. I haven't seen a flea. That's why I think it's red bugs. It's just some weird stuff with the aliens and stuff. Like, I like what he says about astrotheology and the zodiac, but when they start talking about like aliens and stuff, I don't know. It's like fascinating at first, but then it's like, really, like, I'm scared.
I want to talk about a word that's found in the Old Testament. The word is Mazzaroth. It's found in the book of Job in the Jewish Old Testament of the Bible. In the book of Job 38:32, God is talking to Job. And here we have in the New King James Version, we go to Job 38:32, and here God is questioning Job. And he's saying to Job, can you bind the cluster of the Pleiades or loose the belt of Orion? And then God asked Job, can you bring out Mazzaroth in its season? Let's go to another Bible translation. And here it is, Job 38:32 again. And in 31 we read, can you bind the cluster of the Pleiades and loose the belt of Orion? Can you bring out Mazzaroth in its season? Mazzaroth. What is Mazzaroth and why is it in the Bible? Well, let's go back to the Bible quickly, and we will see again Job 38:32. And in the middle square, there's a little red square in the middle, is a footnote. And so we first of all go back to Job 38:32, where God is asking Job, can thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? The footnote says Mazzaroth is a signs of the zodiac. Bible dictionaries. You go to the Easton's Bible Dictionary. It says Mazzaroth is the 12 signs of the zodiac. Another Bible dictionary, Hebrew Lexicon, says Mazzaroth is the 12 signs of the zodiac. Here in Smith's Bible Dictionary defines Mazzaroth as the 12 astrological signs of the zodiac. So what this is saying is that not only did God create the stars, obviously, no, the scripture actually says God created Mazzaroth, and Mazzaroth is the 12 astrological signs of the zodiac. Again, is Hitchcock's Bible Names Dictionary. Look out Mazzaroth, 12 signs of the zodiac. Here's another footnote on the Job 38 in the Bible, Mazzaroth, the 12 signs of the zodiac. Another library, ethereal library of Christian classics. We look up the word Mazzaroth, and it says Mazzaroth as the name of the 12 signs of the zodiac. Here's another. God mentions several star constellations by name. Mazzaroth is literally the zodiac. So here is a Jewish Hebrew zodiac, and you will notice that the 12 months of the year are assigned to 12 constellations of the zodiac. And so in the Hebrew tradition, you have something called the 12 tribes of Israel. Many people have heard about the 12 tribes of Israel. In point of fact, historically, there were no 12 tribes of Israel ever existed. The 12 tribes of Israel are the 12 astrological signs of the zodiac in the ancient Hebrew religion. So when you hear the word 12 tribes of Israel, just know that no, there were no 12 tribes. There were 12 astrological signs in the ancient Jewish religion. Here you will see the astrological signs of the Hebrew zodiac. In the middle, the Star of David. And around the Star of David, you will see the phases of the moon. And here again, you will see the moon, the sun god, Helios, the Greek sun god Helios, on the temple floor in Jerusalem, in one of the old synagogues, with the 12 signs of the zodiac. Here it is again in a Hebrew school. And here it is again in Hebrew reference works, talking about the 12 signs of the Mazzaroth, of the signs of the zodiac. And actually here in one of the ancient synagogues in Israel, on the floor of the synagogue, you will see the 12 signs of the zodiac are right there on the floor of the synagogue. So we go back to Job 38:32 for a moment, where God is asking Job, can thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? Well, now we know Mazzaroth means the 12 signs of the zodiac. So that's the reason we have as the theme for this lecture, Mazzaroth. From Job 38:32, King James Version of the Bible, where God asked Job, can thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? And you will see Mazzaroth, or the 12 signs of the zodiac, on the very floor of an old synagogue in Israel. Now, some of the publications. Here's a Jewish publication talking about the mystery of Mazzaroth, saying that the Mazzaroth, the 12 signs of the zodiac, are prophetic types in the Jewish constellations and Hebrew stars. Now we go to the Bible again, Job 38. This is in the Amplified Bible, and you read where God says, can you bring forth, not Mazzaroth, but in the Amplified Bible says, can you lead forth the signs of the zodiac in their season? And in the New International Version of the Bible, Job 38:32 says, can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons? Here's the New American Standard Bible, where God says to Job, can you lead forth the constellations in its season? So that obviously God made the stars. Both Hebrews and Hebrew, Jewish, Christian sources will admit, yes, God made the stars. No, that's not what this scripture is saying. God made the stars, but here it is actually talking about God made the constellations. Mazzaroth, the 12 signs of the zodiac. So here are just some of the hundreds of biblical works that we had to consult the web dealing with math and the 12 signs of the Hebrew zodiac. Another set. Here's another set. Here's even more. These are just websites, much less all of the books that I have in my library. There's all kinds of reference works around the world on the Hebrew zodiac and the Old Testament. Now let's look quickly at some of these Bible reference books on the subject of Mazzaroth, because we know Mazzaroth is in the Bible. We know that the Bible says it is the 12 signs of the zodiac. But let's look quickly at some of the Bible reference books on the subject of Mazzaroth. One, we have Wycliffe's Bible Commentary, and dealing with Job 38 says, "Can thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? To qualify as director and judge of man's life on earth, one must be able to govern the heavenly bodies that rule the earth." Note the repeated mention of the influence of the astronomic and astral heavens on earthly affairs. Even the Bible reference works show that there is a astrological effect or influence on earthly affairs. And it says to qualify as a director and judge of man's life on earth, one must be able to govern the heavenly bodies that rule the earth. Okay, the New Interpreter's Bible under Job 38 says some connection between what happens in heavens and what happens on earth is presupposed in the question to Job about knowing the ordinances of the heavens and establishing their rule on the earth. So this is saying, if you just read what God asked Job in Job 38:33, it's obvious that God understands that the astrological symbols in the heavens is presupposed that these astrological symbols are part of the ordinances of heavens that establish their rule on the earth. So remember Genesis 1:14. If you go back to the first book of the Bible, Genesis 1:14, we will see that God is creating. And it says, "And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from night." And these lights in the heavens, the stars, and it says, "And let them be for signs." And then he adds the word "and seasons and for days and years." So the word God said was, let the lights in the heavens, let them be for signs and for seasons. What are these signs? Well, here in Genesis 1:14, another Bible says it better. "And God said, let there be light holders in the firmament of the heavens." Well, the light holders are the stars. So God is saying, let there be stars or light holders in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs. The Hebrew word signs means things to come. Let them be for signs of things to come. That's what the actual Hebrew word OTH means. Look it up in a Hebrew dictionary, signs, and it will tell you signs is a word in Hebrew which means things to come. So therefore the astrological symbols are a sign of things to come. Here's the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia. Looking up the word Mazzaroth or Mazzaroth. Mazzaroth says see astrology, but Mazzaroth is the 12 constellations of the zodiac. Here's the Bible Dictionary by Dr. William Smith, another Bible dictionary. And here we read Mazzaroth. It says the margin of the Bible of Job 38:32 gives, quote, the 12 signs as the equivalent of Mazzaroth. quote from that publication. It says, in later Jewish writings, Mazaloth are the signs of the zodiac, the individual signs. And the singular Mazal is to denote a single sign, as well as the planets, and also the influence which they were believed to exercise
Hello,
upon
Sunita.
destiny. So all the Bible reference works talk about the Mazaloth sign of the zodiac, and also mentions the influence which they were to believe, what they were believed to exercise upon human destiny. And so they do. Again, keep in mind, when in Genesis 1:14 says, let there be lights in the heavens, and let those lights of stars serve as signs. The word signs is a Hebrew word meaning things to come. All right, here's a Bible encyclopedia. Bible Encyclopedia of Mazzaroth, 12 Signs of the Zodiac. The Imperial Bible Dictionary. Genesis says that this meaning, the 12 signs of the zodiac, suits in two passages extremely well, is supported by almost constant tradition of the ancient interpreters, and is sustained by Aramaic usage. Mazaloth, being the more ancient form, he says, an easy derivation would connect it with the Arabic minzal, which in Hebrew would be pronounced mezal, and in. For this was a common description of the 12 signs as so resting places for the sun in its annual course. So the 12 signs were like an inn, a hotel, or a room, a place for the sun to reside for a while. So the sun would eventually reside in all 12 houses of the zodiac. So the very word Mezzo was an inn or a place where the sun would reside for a while. Now we go to John, in the New Testament, we go to John 14:2, in which we read in John 14:2, New Testament, where it says, in my Father's house are many mansions. Another, the Darby translation says, in my Father's house there are many abodes. The New American Standard Bible says, in my Father's house are many dwelling places. So many people have heard that old song, in my Father's house are many mansions. The correct understanding is, in my Father's abode. Well, where is the Father God abiding? Where does he abode? Well, obviously, ask any 5-year-old child, where is God? And the child will point into the heavens. God is out there in heaven. Therefore, that's where God lives, is in heaven. And so that's his house, or his home where he lives. Therefore, when you read John 14:2 correctly, it should say, in my Father's abode, or in my Father's home, or in the heavens, are many mansions, or in my Father's house are many abodes, many dwelling places. That's what the word mezzo meant, a place where the sun would reside for a time. So in my Father's house are many mansions. Yes, there's at least 12 mansions or abodes or dwelling places. They're called houses of the zodiac. So in my Father's house are many houses of the zodiac. Many homes are houses where the sun will abide. The Bible Dictionary says Mazzaroth. This word is left untranslated in the text of our version, Job 38:32. But in the margin it is said the 12 signs. This would refer to the knowledge or invention of the zodiac to the times preceding Job, and it is not improbable supposition inasmuch as the year was divided into 12 months from the most ancient of dates. The word is probably another form of Mazaloth, which actually actually occurs in 2 Kings in the Old Testament. Originally, it perhaps meant the courses or circuits of the heavenly bodies as the planets move throughout the heavens. Mesoloth. So here we have New Bible Dictionary, and here we see again in the New Bible Dictionary probably the 12 signs and constellations of the zodiac. The Hebrew word Mesoloth occurs, translating planets or 12 signs or constellations. Bible Text Cyclopedia, Mesoloth is the lodging or stations of the sun. In my father's house are many lodging places. Yes, at least 12 we know of. The 12 houses of the zodiac. The New Combined Bible Dictionary Concordance, Mesoloth, signs of the zodiac. Now, let's take a look at what different Bible translations have to say about God and the zodiac, or Mesoloth. We've seen some of the many different Bible reference words. Let's take a look at what different Bible translations have to say about God and the zodiac. Again, we go to Job, which we've already seen. Job, the footnote says it's the signs of the zodiac. The old New King James Version says, Genesis 1:14, let them be for signs. The next Bible says, talks about Job 1:14, the fourth day, sun, moon, the stars. And it says, let them be for signs. Well, now we know what they're talking about. The stars that make up the different constellations of the zodiac are signs of the zodiac. Harper Collins Study Bible. The Lord made the constellations, Pleiades and the Orion. So when you hear Christians saying that God made the heavens and He made the stars,
Connect the dots.
That's true.
Some of the constellations, it don't even look like connected dots. It just looks like
not only made the stars,
something
but
good to remember it by.
Constellations, and named the constellations of the zodiac in the Bible. So Christians will tell you that anytime you're dealing with astrology, or anytime you're dealing with the astrological constellations, Christianity will tell you that is devil worship. That's of the evil. The devil did all of that. No, the Bible actually says the Lord.
Guess I closed the app and restart it. Yeah, but that was Jordan Maxwell, you know. I didn't know he had his own podcast on Spotify. I'll just listen to him like on and off over the past like 10 years. I think he was like a popular guy in the 90s or something, because he was like studying that stuff back in the 70s or something. He said, I heard him say 1957 one time. I was like, damn, this dude is old. But, you know, who knows? He was probably like 18 back then. Fuck. You know, they got the Joe Rogan on there. They got Joe Rogan. And a whole bunch of other stuff. But Joe Rogan's going to be first. I had to type in Jordan Maxwell just to see it. So. Philosophy Daily. Oh, that sounds good. See, I told you it would be like popular. And this one's by Modiversity. That's just a made up word, I think. But it's good.
I know I still have a message to share with people because people are scared and they're confused and they're reaching for what I call our true humanity. Like E.T. was reaching for home. Within us is the real knowing of who we as human beings are, and we're trying to be that. My prayer is that we as humans continue to walk and reach for our true humanity as we find others who are doing the same thing, and then we form community, because community is really, really important. You know, we have this horrible thing in our country where young men are going and shooting their classmates and so on. And I kind of think that maybe these young men are people who have never understood about love and death. You know, you can watch a TV or a program and your hero is alive one day, but he dies in the program, and then the next day he's alive, and then he dies, and he always comes back. So maybe they don't have never experienced the death of a pet or a death of a family member, but maybe some of them have never experienced really love. And so if they don't understand the whole process of life and love, they don't understand that when they shoot somebody, they're killing something very, very important. I think that if a child has never experienced love, then it's sort of like if you have a friend who has been blind since birth, and you try to teach them about the color green, they can't understand it because they've never experienced it. If a child has never experienced love and death, how are they going to understand what they're doing, what these acts really are? I think that if we put dogs as guardian dogs in classrooms, we might be able to help these children to do something about this fault in their psyche, which has never been healed. If they had a dog in the classroom, that dog would teach them about love. It wouldn't come up to the child if the child was afraid of them, but the moment the child reached out to them, that dog would be right there with them. And then if that dog died, they would understand. It's a whole idea of having living beings in our care and working with them so that the children who are damaged this way, I don't know that my theory is correct, but if that has something to do with it, I think it would be a wonderful thing to put guardian dogs in classrooms. You'd have a whole new profession. Anyway, I throw that out. Someplace along the line, somebody's going to get that idea, and I think we're going to be able to do it. When I started school, I couldn't read. Nothing stayed still on a page. And we didn't know about dyslexia. That was not a term that was identified who people like me were. But so I was the class dummy. I flunked first grade and I had to repeat first grade. And the teacher called me the dummy. You know, I had this deep soul wounding starting school. And fortunately, at home it was a whole different picture, but at school I just hated it. I was so afraid, I was so broken, I was so everything. Until I started third grade. But my third grade teacher saw something in me that the other had not, and she appointed me class governor. I mean, I could talk, and I could tell stories, and I could do a lot of things like that, but I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I couldn't add, I couldn't subtract. I couldn't do school stuff. When we started the American Holistic Medical Association, there was 10 of us sitting around, doctors sitting around a table. As we got to talking, we realized that 6 of us were dyslexic. So what it did for us was say, well, that's why we are looking for something different, because I don't know how I learned to read. I don't know how I learned to do the things that but there are different ways of learning and practicing and doing things when we begin to look for different ways. And when everything has to be done with a certain protocol and so on, we're leaving a bunch of children, a bunch of people out of the mix, because some of the smartest people around on this planet are people who were in my category of being the class dumbbells, because what made sense to other people didn't make sense to me. So it's the understanding that these things that are part of our very being, if we can understand that you take what you have and you use what you have and make the most of it. And that's the kind of lesson that my mother taught me. Her statement was, well, just make do. And it's been such a helpful thing. You take what you have and you make do. It's so important for us to understand what we teach our children. And these are things that were really brought to me so that I could understand the kind of life that I was going to actually live. And so I had to make do. I had to let go. My mother taught me how to not take things in and say that was horrible. I hurt my feelings. And
Yeah.
I could just let it go. And
That's what's messed me up.
I've been looking forward to asking this final question.
If I'd have learned that a long time ago when I was younger.
Well, I had a 10-year plan. I don't know whether I'll leave 10 years or not. But during this time, I want to be able to work with and create, well, it's already being created, a village for living medicine, where love and life are the center of the whole village. And we have a pattern for the way it can be brought together, and it can happen any place on the earth, where love and life are the central healing aspect of what the village is about. Because life and love are one unit.
Life and love are one unit. Yeah, that makes sense. The first pet dog I remember was a German Shepherd. And
Joe Rogan Experience.
dude's funny.
My first time here
Yeah.
at the Austin property.
Yes.
And first of all, most comfortable chair I've ever sat
They're
in.
great, right?
I feel like when I come here or when I come do this podcast, this is my third time on it, I feel like I'm in the future. All right? I feel like you got things that aren't even out yet, right? I just feel like this chair, the general public can't even have access to.
No, but they do. We've had these for years.
Well, whatever they
These
are.
are great.
They're beautiful. Then I feel like I never drank water out of
Metal cup.
yeah, And
We're sustainable here.
I feel like there's a reason for everything
Yeah.
you do. Right?
But there's definitely a reason for metal cups. You really shouldn't be drinking out of plastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
I mean, I do. I drink a plastic water bottle. Someone gives me one, but I avoid them whenever I can.
yeah. And of course, we all know the plastics. When
Yeah.
I'm drinking out of plastic bottles myself, and I don't know. I don't see that much of a.
It's gonna turn you into a chick.
No, maybe. Is this even real water? What kind
Yeah,
of
it's
water is this?
It's filtered.
All right. Filtered water.
Yeah. What is it like? It's a super filter. Some crazy filter.
Definitely a special machine that's
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
unplug.
Yeah.
Right? You can't get this
It's
water
heavy
outside
duty.
this room. You
It's-
can't get the water outside the room.
Good water, right? It's very delicious.
And then you got a whole, and I don't know if anybody's ever talked about your area on your side of the table.
Yeah.
There's just so much shit going on over
It's a lot
there. Like there's tins, there's
mammoth teeth. I got an arrowhead, a legit arrowhead. It's probably 500,000 years old.
you got soil on your bookshelf out there.
Yes.
What? I mean,
Soil.
I've never seen anybody jar soil.
Well, that was from a gentleman who runs White Oaks Pastures. His name is Will Harris, and he has this amazing farm. It's a regenerative farm, and he gave us 2 pieces of soil. Was that Carl barking? He wants a fight. He didn't get enough biting me this morning.
One more offer.
Carl's getting hard, dude. He bit my finger. That was a really yipe that when he bit me this morning, I was like, yo! Carl goes after
No,
you.
yeah, you went after me.
But anyway, that soil, one of them is a jar of regenerative soil, which means soil that is how a farm is supposed to be run, where there's manure and chickens and all the animals just ruminate and they live off the land in a natural way. And it's a deep, rich, dark soil. And the other soil, which is pale, is that's industrial soil. That's soil that's been used with industrial fertilizers, and the topsoil's dead, and it's just garbage, which is most of what we eat.
See, if
Yeah, that Terra Preta. You heard that dude talking about Terra Preta, where he was looking at the soil in the jungle in South America, and it's like they was doing like biochar, so they would like set like they would like burn a little bit of the dryness at a time and then put it out real fast. So they would like, you got some dry leaves and stuff like, you know, in the jungle, and you just burn like a little bit of it and then put it out real fast, and that's like Terra Preta. Like they did that so much that it just, the soil got so good that it was like regenerating itself, I want to say. Yeah, the microorganisms that's in there is what's keeping the soil like alive. And it's like, yeah, that's there's a good channel that I was watching tonight. It's called Living Webs Farms. I think it's called Living Webs Farms, and they talk about how to do horticulture, where you know how there's always like you plant some plants and then the weeds and the grass start growing. Well, like horticulture is where you plant cover crops. So like you could plant these little smaller plants that you know are going to be smaller, and they'll take the space of all the weeds that would grow in the grass. So it's really complicated. You have to know the sizes of your plants, and so the ones that are the cover crops, those have to be like the short plants like that. But it could be anything, like they mix it up. That's what's so cool about it. But I mean, good luck, you know. I mean, you really have to plan that out before you do it. But that dude said he only used one herbicide. So I don't know if he's using vinegar or if he's using a real herbicide. But so There's that. Sebastian Maniscalco. But man, Joe Rogan's like in his 50s now, and he still looks good. You know, there's like that slow decline that we all have to fight against, and just man, I'm at 30 gigabyte, baby. Woo! What's your favorite free game on PlayStation? His name is Cleveland Brown. Man, I ain't even watched some cartoons. I need to watch some of them cartoons. Dungeon Defenders 2, what? His name is Cleveland Brown. I want to play a new racing game. You get burnt out on the conspiracy. You get burnt out on the conspiracy unless you're making money talking about the conspiracy. Yeah. That's Dast Italy. Maybe I should try to listen to more of his songs. Sometimes the most popular song on a Spotify is not gonna be their best song. He remixed a Pan Pot song. Das Italy. Wow, that's Das Italy. Looks like a beast. I already have Glorious. Yeah, but you know Glorious. Donate $50 or more this week.
The right man said $50 or more
See, I think that was his best song. That's the best song I heard so far, but if there's another song that's better than that one, that'd be good. But I like that one. Cigarette too long. Remember those short cigarettes? And the skinny ones? Dust Italy, yeah. Yeah. wonder if he got a new one. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that thing stinks. The AC. 2023. Seen a guy doing a tutorial on Ableton.